Hi guys, welcome. I'm just getting everything situated on the back end so that way we're able to pull everything up. Just give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna just stop showing my camera in a minute. Okay, so I'm back, guys. So sorry about that. I had a hard time. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just trying to see Rose, Jem. I'm gonna reclaim host, I guess, for now. So I can start sharing my screen with everyone.
Hello. You can share your screen even if you're not the host.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You can get back to me or Rose
Okay, how do I do that?
so that we can control like the back end while you're having the
The Zoom? Okay.
yeah. You can click the three dots there and then
Three dots, copy quote. No, that's not it.
you
More.
you go to the wait. Oh,
Yeah, I might have to. What if I leave and come back? Would it
there
give
you
it back
go.
to
There you go. It's fine.
you? Okay, cool.
Get you.
Thank you, Jeb. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. For those who are entering or who may be new, if you just want to unmute yourselves and introduce yourself, that would be great. So that way, I could put a face to the name. And then I'll be.
Aloha, my name is, sorry,
No,
did
you're
I cut you
fine.
off?
Oh, no, no.
My name is Kaelia. I'm completely new here. I'm from Hawaii and I'm just starting everything from scratch. So as far as my business goes and learning about credit repair, so I'm happy to be here.
Welcome. I believe we have another member in school that's also in Hawaii, and her name's Tiffany. I don't know if you know her, but
That's my
she was.
best friend.
Oh, she got you in
Yeah.
here. I love her.
So we actually were starting this journey together and then I fell off, she kept going, and now I'm back on. So
You know, you guys have to hold yourself accountable. That's what happens.
yeah, no, she's
Account-
been pushing me. So and seeing her success and her growth, I'm like, I'm it's yeah, she's a big motivator for me. So
I love that. We love seeing her
mhm.
grow as well. And
Mhm.
she has gone through the roof. I think right now she went through a growth spurt on Instagram. So I know she's getting a lot of leads now
Mhm.
and her team is growing. So I'm happy for her.
Yep, me too.
Ooh, welcome, welcome. This is a good class for you to join. I have these every Wednesdays for all the new members here. So we're gonna get right into the actual uh mentorship here. I was reading Funnel Money Mastery Student. I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen, guys, because this is where we're gonna go over the basics. This is basically a credit mastery live workshop. And We're gonna end up going over the basics for those new members. Why am I lagging? Oh my gosh, it's been a day. Am I okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Camera's good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so for those who don't know me, my name is Denisse. I'm in the credit repair space, and I'm also a student from Dominic McKell as well. And so that way I actually learned everything that I know now from the actual course, which is the CIA and the Magic Eraser course. So I'm very, very familiar with the ins and out of all their offers that they have to offer. If you guys were to see my back office right now, it's full of all of their digital products. Let me understand. So I kind of wanted to give you guys a breakdown on the steps that you should be taking, especially for those newcomers coming in. You really want to get yourself organized, and this is a great class to ask those questions. Yes. Analia. Thank you, Zai. So this is a course and a class that you guys can ask questions at the end or put them in the chat. So make sure that you guys are paying attention. If you're new, we also have that school community, if you guys aren't already a part of it, to answer your questions on a daily. I myself am in there answering everyone's questions as much as possible. And there's also Angel in the group that hosts his live Q&As every Mondays now. They used to be Fridays. Now they're Mondays at 9 p.m. Mine on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. So I want to break down the Magic Eraser to you guys because sometimes it gets a little overwhelming with the modules and the lessons, and I am going to assist you breaking that down. So the very, very first steps that you guys want to look into is grabbing the Magic Eraser course. If I keep saying that and you're like, what is that? You guys need to tap in because that's where I started. That's where everyone starts. That is the foundation of your credit repair journey. So I believe the link will be in the chat. We'll be dropping that as well. So you guys need to get access, and that's where it's going to outline all the sections of how to dispute collections, charge-offs, hard inquiries, whatever it is. And then you also have access to those recordings, those special live guests of them going over other topics and what they specialize in as well. So it's not just about credit, you know, it's an overall foundation. So if you guys don't have it, make sure you guys tap in. Now I don't think I ever changed this either. Now, the second thing that you want to do is that you want to make sure that you pull a copy of your credit report. All right. Please, please, please make sure that a copy of your credit report, it shows your accurate score. I have a lot of people actually messaging me and they are so stubborn when it comes to like, hey, listen, like I have this credit monitoring platform. Do I need to switch to the one that you're requesting for this analysis? And I'm like, yes, because the credit platform that you guys are currently using may not show your FICO score. The FICO score is the true accurate score. A lot of the times you guys are looking at your Vantage score. Your Vantage score is not your accurate score. And that's the score that you're looking at when you're reviewing your Credit Karma. Your Credit Karma, I only use to see daily deletions or daily updates. That's the only thing I use that for. I don't do any disputes on there. I don't even want to look at my credit score there, but it's good to see those instant deletions because when you have a credit monitoring platform like Identity IQ, Smart Credit, my FICO, there's other ones too. Once you sign up for those, you have to wait the full 30 days in order for you to see your true deletions and your results and things of that nature. Sometimes I'm impatient. I like to see immediate results. So I go to Credit Karma to look to see what's going on. And I'm going to show you guys what your back office is going to look like once you actually get the Magic Eraser course. This is my back office of all the products I have from Dom and McKell. Okay, but you guys are just going to be looking at the Magic Eraser course because this is what you are going to be reviewing in the process of you repairing your own credit. This is where I started about a year ago. I actually got their course back in 2022. And I was struggling hard body, guys, but I was able to, and for you guys in here that know my story, y'all know my story because I'm not ashamed to share that with everybody. I also put it in my Instagram on my highlights. So anybody that comes in, they can get to know me, know where I started because anyone can repair their credit, you know, but sometimes it can get overwhelming and you lack or you fall off. But that's why you have this community so that way you guys are able to ask questions or get some guidance, or if you feel frustrated, this is where you would come in and voice those frustrations at, because we can kind of guide you into the right direction of what other alternatives there is. So once you start here at the Magic Eraser course, I highly suggest that you guys review the beginning of it, because you're gonna have the credit commandments here. This is new. Dom and Mikhail will additionally add some things in here from time to time, so you always want to make sure and pay attention to those. Once you click on the credit commandments, you're always gonna have the PDF files under files. So if there is any letter templates, any ebook, guidebook, a playbook, whatever the case may be, you're always gonna find them under files. Once you click that, you're gonna have access to this. They are breaking the credit repair process for you already. So you're gonna watch the Magic Eraser course, right? You guys are also gonna freeze secondaries. You're gonna look over your or correcting, disputing your personal information. And I'm gonna go into detail with about this. So I'm just gonna briefly go over these. They're gonna list this disputes out. And then you're gonna begin the disputing process. But they break everything out into detail for you. So make sure that if you guys don't have the credit commandments, you guys download it into a file of yours on your desktop. Or if you want to print it out, put it in a binder. You know, sometimes I used to do that. God, yes, I used to do that as well. Make sure you guys take advantage. Okay, so that was the credit commandments. Now, we're gonna go ahead and exit out of all of these because I have so many tabs open, guys, it's crazy. Oh my God. We're gonna get back to here. So once you guys have access to the credit commandments and you guys already pulled your credit report, you know it's showing your accurate score, you guys can also go to what is it called? Annualcreditreport.com. Once you get to that website, you're able to pull your credit report once a year or something along those lines. And you can also use that platform. Once you do that, now you want to start freezing your secondary credit reporting agencies. I've also seen some questions in the school community, especially from the new members. They're like, hold on, I froze some secondary agencies, but it may look like I need to freeze some more, which may be true. And I'm going to explain to you where you would be able to look at that in the course as well, and how you would know whether or not you need to freeze alternatives. So once you get into the Magic Eraser course, there's literally a section that states freezing, unless I skipped it. Okay, hold on. Freezing secondary reporting agencies. So that would be under mastering personal credit. So as soon as you do that, before you even start anything at all within the disputing process, you have your credit report. Now you know that you want to freeze and suppress your information, because that's going to avoid the credit reporting agencies from verifying the information that you're trying to dispute. So once you click on freezing secondary credit reporting agencies, Dom and Mikhail go over this briefly, but they also give you the list of the major ones that you should opt out of. So these are ultimately the 5 that you need to freeze and suppress your information from, which is LexisNexis, Innovis, Teletrack, Advanced Resolution Services, and Check Systems. If you guys don't know what this is, make sure you do your due diligence and click on the link and review the website, okay? Because each credit reporting, I'm sorry, not the credit reporting agencies, every secondary credit reporting agency, they hold different information. One may hold bankruptcies, one may hold your history with a bank. The other one may hold housing or evictions on there. So each one is different. If you personally know that you have an eviction on your credit report, well, you need to find out which secondary agency holds that information, because there is tons. And a lot of the times where you're applying to, they'll let you know, hey, like, we clarified or verified this eviction with XYZ secondary credit reporting agency. And that's when you know that you're gonna have to run over to them and freeze your information with them, okay? So that way it doesn't populate again. You may have to request your actual report from that secondary credit reporting agency, and you might have to dispute it the same way you would dispute any other negative information, but you may have to dispute it with the secondary first. But for the purpose of this module here, these are the main ones that you have to opt out of. If you need to know what other secondary agencies there are, then you can always click at the bottom here where it says the full list is available to download here. You can click this and it's going to take you to the CFPB website, which gives you the list, the full list of the credit reporting agencies. I'm actually gonna go back because this is not what I wanted to show you guys. So the large list of consumer reporting agencies is actually right below the first one under files. So as you can see, this page, they have multiple pages, 43 pages to be exact, and they give you the name of each one and what they typically house for information and their website. So make sure you guys, we're giving you the tools and resources. You just have to take the time to review them, click them, and see what resonates with you and what you need to do for your current situation. All right. So as soon as you freeze your secondary agencies, right, that you need to freeze, now we're going to focus on disputing personal information. I always tell my clients it's always important to verify what is being reported for your personal information on your credit report, because that information can be tied to those negative accounts. If you dispute a negative account, they'll just say it was verified, and they'll verify it. Why? Well, they say that, have you ever hopped on a call with Experian? They say, hey, we can't update your name, or we can't update your address because it's tied to XYZ account, let's say a student loan account. That is why it's important to update your personal information first before disputing any accounts. They'll give you a hard time disputing personal information. Nothing is ever easy. For someone like me, it may have been easy the first go around for personal info, but let's say someone else attempted the same method to dispute their personal information, they may give them a hard time. Well, you have alternate disputing methods for you to go by, so you can keep disputing that, okay? So I'm going to show you guys exactly where you go for you to be able to utilize those letter templates as well. Let's see, because I always get lost in here because there is a lot. That's why I'm doing this with you guys. There is a lot of lessons in here, 74 lessons. So there's no way that whatever you guys need is not in here. Okay. So we're gonna go to welcome to the course. Yeah, okay. And then it was here, the foundations of credit, freezing. Okay, right here. Updating personal information on your credit report. So these are the two lessons that you would want to remove if you are currently in that stage of updating your personal information before the disputing process. And under the file section, again, if there's anything there, they'll have that letter template. Dom also gives those lessons and modules. I hate that when I click the back button that it completely takes me out of where I'm at. Okay. So this is the first lesson for mastering personal information. So they let you know how to utilize the CFPB to do that. And they also are giving you the script to use along with letter templates. These are just letter templates, so you may want to edit these letters later down the line, because you're not going to want to keep continuing using the same letter if they don't delete it the first time go around. What you can do is that if you open up this letter template, let's say you used it for round one and they verified that information, they want to keep your personal information the same. All you want to do is copy and paste all of this and put it into ChatGPT, which is my best friend. Okay, I use this every single day, guys, for like every aspect of my life. If I want a meal prep, guess where I'm going to? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to create me a meal prep meal, a list of groceries and meals that I can create. Okay, same thing. You can do this with the letters. You can come in here, ask ChatGPT, recreate me this specific letter and change up the wording. And I'll just paste the whole letter into ChatGPT. That's one way that you guys are able to utilize that, if for whatever reason this letter template does not work for you. Again, they also give you a script to use and the numbers that you're able to utilize when it comes down to contacting the fraud department. Over time, the credit reporting agencies, they like to give us a hard time. So what they do is they like to change the numbers, so that way we're not able to get a hold of them. So if these numbers don't work, don't panic. We ended up, a lot of the times, a lot of the consumers will Google it, or if you're in the school community, which I'm pretty sure I have one of these tabs open here. If I don't, I'm gonna look it up here. In the school community, I posted a recent fraud department list with the new numbers and then what you're able to press in order to get a live person, because a lot of the time you guys struggle to get a live rep on Experian for some reason. And I'm gonna just type it in here. So if you guys have access to school, this is how you're able to leverage the search box at the top. And anything that anybody has posted within the group related to late payments, charge-off collections, you can just type it in the box completely, and it's gonna populate everything that anyone's ever previously posted here in the group. So for the fraud department, the new list I put in here is right here. I posted this back in January, so it's very, very accurate. And then once you open up the new PDF, I gave you instructions on how you're able to get a live person, okay? But again, this is you guys using your due diligence and using your resources that you have, because you have more than enough here along, in addition to the school community. I'm gonna click out of these here for now. All right, so once you've done that, right, so you have the Magic Eraser course, now you pulled a copy of your credit report, you froze your secondary credit reporting agencies that you needed to do prior to the disputing process. You updated your personal information with the credit bureaus. Now, at this point, you need to analyze your credit report. So once you're looking at your credit report, you want to know what you're supposed to be disputing, right? You need to know what's positive and what's negative. A lot of the times, if you guys don't know, then there's a section in the Magic Eraser course that Dom and Mikhail also created specifically for that, where they kind of break down what's an example of a positive account and a negative account. You would think it's kind of straightforward, but in reality, when I first started, I was disputing things that I wasn't even supposed to be disputing. And later on, it made it very, very difficult for me to remove accounts because I disputed it when I wasn't supposed to dispute it. It was never deleted, but it just, guys, I'm just telling you right now, I would definitely highly suggest, even if you think you know, just watch it. Just sit here and go through each course and take notes. If you don't have the patience to take notes, we'll make sure you screen record or whatever you got to do. Okay. So that is actually under how to analyze here. Okay, right here. So it's in the beginning under master personal credit. If you want to know how to read your credit report like a pro, this is the section you want to take a look at, reading your credit report. There's a whole section on this, and he gives you examples of what's positive, what's negative, what you should be looking at. He's currently using Identity IQ in here, so this would be very easy for you guys to follow. Because I know when I first started with credit, I didn't know not a goddamn thing, okay? So when he pulled up something like this, right, Mikhail's pulling up a credit monitoring platform, I was so new that I'm like, what the heck is a credit monitoring platform? Because I really thought that you use Credit Karma to look at your credit. That was it. Like nothing else existed to me. I didn't even know about these platforms or the other platforms. So I was butthurt when he was like, no, like, no, you need to sign up for a credit monitoring platform. That's when I knew that I really needed to grow up. Okay, that was a slap in the face. So if you guys aren't familiar with a credit monitoring platform, find one that works for you, but make sure that it shows your FICO score. And that's the only suggestion that I'm going to throw out there. Okay, so once you guys are able to read your credit report like a pro, now you're gonna be disputing accounts, right? It just only makes sense that it kind of falls together. If you're the type like me that needs to write everything down, do so. Get some highlighters, make it fun. You know, don't make it boring for yourself. And especially if your attention span is very short, make sure you're busy writing. Make sure you're highlighting. That way you can come back and refer back to it later. All right. Now it's to the serious most fun part, which is disputing particular accounts. So for the inquiries, you're going to see the guide that they have provided outside of the Magic Eraser course. So they don't have it here. Where you should see it is in your back office. So if you guys don't have the link to your back office, make sure that you, make sure that you email support@thecreditbull.com and request that you need the link in order for you guys to log in. And this is where you're gonna see all of your products. So once you get to your back office, this is what the 72-hour inquiry removal guide is going to look like. So this is where you want to focus at for your hard inquiries. If you have any hard inquiries that are not tied to any open accounts, Dom and Mikhail did a video walkthrough on what you are supposed to do and what you're supposed to say. There's also the fraud department numbers here listed as well. And then they give you the bonus, which is the phone script. This is what the video would look like typically. And again, this is outside of the Magic Eraser course. And then they have the letter templates under the files. So you're going to use this in addition to the Magic Eraser course. I personally, hard inquiries are supposed to be the easiest to remove, but a lot of the times people also have a very, very hard time getting these removed. So if you can't get them removed over the phone, you can come back here and do this with the 72-hour inquiry removal and use the letter templates and utilize the CFPB and FTC method. If you guys don't know what that is, that means you guys haven't fully gone through the Magic Eraser course, because we all should know what that is and what those terms mean, especially during the disputing process. For the collections, I'm going to show you guys where in the modules and in the lessons you guys are able to use. Oh my God, my kid, guys. So now we're going to go back to the Magic Eraser course. And this is to look for the alternate dispute methods that we have for collections. There isn't a one-way street when it comes down to disputing collections. If one method doesn't work, that means that you're gonna come back into the Magic Eraser course and you're gonna try an alternate method. So one of the methods that they have here is they have actually quite a few. This is the cease and desist letter. You're able to utilize this for collections. If that doesn't work, they also have an alternate, which is validation of debt letters. And let's say they only have one letter template in here for you. That is just a letter template again, guys. This is something to give you an outline for you to move forward with, because you need to make this your own. And you can utilize the ChatGPT, copy and paste that right into there and ask it to rewrite it in different wording. So that way it doesn't come off as repetitive when it comes down to submitting the same thing to the CFPB or the credit agencies. So those are a few. They also have the affidavit of truth for collections, pay for deletion letters, alternate disputing methods to remove negative accounts. Like all of these could be utilized in different rounds. You can also utilize these different dispute letter templates for collections. All right. So there's a lot of information there for collections. And in addition, you guys can utilize this. Let's say you exhausted all of your resources here in the Magic Eraser course, and I highly doubt that you would, okay? But let's say you did. You can come here and literally type in collections and see what has populated for other dispute methods that others have utilized and what helps them. And let's say you didn't understand something, you can always come back in here and type it in to see what else someone else had posted. So I believe I posted a collection hack in here as well. I will share like free gems all the time. So collection hack. This is a collection hack video that I ended up posting in the school community. We are all about sharing free information. Okay, sharing each other, uplifting each other. And there's not, again, something that's very cookie cutter. A cookie cutter situation, if you think that one letter template is going to work for everyone, or if it works for you, it's going to work for somebody else, it's not. Please don't get discouraged, because we all are trying to figure out our way here to see what works for us. And you have, again, the resources here. So that's what you can do for collections. Now, let's say you're also battling now. You're battling, I believe it was, oops. Let me go back here. Did I lose it? I did, guys. I have so many tabs. It's crazy. Canva. Now, let's say you're disputing charge-offs. Charge-offs, a lot of you guys struggle with too. But we also have alternate methods in the school community. Angel has done some live classes on how you're able to dispute charge-offs. And then in the Magic Eraser course, the one that you can refer to is how to factually dispute. When you scroll down to the bottom, we have a class on how you're able to factually dispute and dispute those charge-offs off. And I'm going to show you guys how you're able to find it here as well. So when you come to the school community, for those new members, you can come up here at the top. I don't know if this is how it is on the mobile version, but I'm on the desktop. You can come over here to classrooms. You have to get to level 6 in order for you guys to get access to those live recordings. And those are all those pre-recorded special guests that came in to teach about one of their topics here. So you will see live mentorships here, but you won't see that unless you get to level 6. You have to make sure that you're mingling within the group and being very active for you to level up. All right. So you guys will see all of the recordings here. I believe we did a class on how to factually dispute. I did one of them here. And then we also had a class with Angel on how we were able to factually dispute those charge-offs as well. There was a specific class I was looking for. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Let's see. Is it here? No. And then if there is files that we give to you, they're also going to be right below this video as well. So you guys can come check it out. I also have a class here that I did on how to properly structure your LLC. So you guys have access to everything. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's in here. So once you guys get over how to factually dispute, utilize those things, now we're going to be talking about late payments. For late payments, there's a few ways to go about this. There's 4 steps that you can attempt to do. The very, very first one is a goodwill letter to the company. Let's say you have like 1 to 2 late payments on an open account. You still have this account with them. You don't want to like close it out. You don't want to remove it, whatever the case may be. What you can do is utilize the CEO email website to look up their email. So if you guys are not familiar with that, you guys can come back to the Magic Eraser course, and that's where Dom will go over where to go to the CEO email, which is, yeah. Damn. Let me see, pay for deletions right here. So once you scroll down to late payment removal section, this is where you're going to find the video on how to get to the website for the CEO email. Dom will break it down for you, and that's where you're able to create those dispute letters. Well, not dispute letter, the goodwill letter. Okay, this will be the goodwill letter that you'll be able to create. Now, if that does not work for you guys, I don't know why I keep clicking over there. If that doesn't work for you guys, there's another alternative, which is the billing error, which is 15 US code 1666. If you guys are not writing this down or screenshotting this screen right now, I know you guys are asleep. Okay, you guys are asleep right now. You guys will want to study up on this because you need to take your time to go to Cornell Law and look up what this code or law means and how to break it down and utilize it into your dispute letter. All right, 15 US code 1666. Oh, I thought I was typing it. 15 US code 1666. Is it this one? Yeah, so this is the correction of billing errors. I'm not going to go over this with you guys as of right now, but basically this is stating that the creditor needs to send you a statement 21 days before your actual due date. If you don't receive that in the mail, then that's a billing error on their behalf, and you're able to utilize and dispute that for those late payments. If that doesn't work, you also can utilize consumer law based on transaction and experience, which is being fair. All right. So again, that's something else that you guys are going to have to go to Cornell Law for and be able to study up on that law. And we're able to import it into the dispute letter to upload it to the CFPB. If all fails, then if they're giving you such a hard time, then you're better off just removing and deleting the whole account altogether. And by doing that, that's where you would come back again to the Magic Eraser course for reference. And you're going to utilize how to, or disputing negative items on your credit report. You would utilize this section here to remove that open account with late payments. And that is if all fails. We have the bankruptcies as well. There is other alternatives for this that Dom and Michael have created. So within this Magic Eraser course, they created a whole guidebook on the steps that you need to take in order to remove bankruptcies. They're very difficult to remove. A lot, more than half the time, you have to dispute it more than once, okay? If anyone has ever had a bankruptcy removed in one round, please let me know, because you know, I don't like people to get discouraged. Like, it's just not a thing. If you stop, if you give up, if you stop disputing anything off your credit report, you're never going to get anything off. All right. They're meant to do that. So under the bankruptcy section, I'm going to show you what it looks like as well. But there's certain steps that you need to take. You can't just dispute this off your credit profile. Well, you're going to want to go to the bankruptcy guide. And then on the right-hand side under files, you're going to see the removal guide right here. It's quite a few pages because it's very, very specific. And basically to break this down, well, you know what? I actually posted in school today a breakdown of that guide. So I'm going to show you guys how to utilize, because if you guys are currently struggling with the bankruptcy, you can go ahead and utilize the search tool, bankruptcy. Is it summary? I think I put bankruptcy summary. No, okay. See, you guys see everyone else is in here as well. I can't remember what the heck I named mine, but I believe if you click on your name, is it profile? You could see what you posted, maybe? No, it's what everyone tagged you in, really. So I just recently posted the bankruptcy like summary, going over what Dom and Mikel had said to do to get these removed. So this is something that you can definitely take a look at, basically to overly like summarize this whole guide. You want to be able to go to LexisNexis, suppress your information, because they are the ones that house the bankruptcies, and that's how the credit reporting agencies verify that. You want to make sure you suppress your information. If you have to dispute that information with them directly, then do so. At that point, you're going to utilize not a dispute letter, a letter template that they provide here in this guidebook. You're going to send it to the actual bankruptcy court, requesting if they actually verify, or if they actually report that information, your bankruptcy, to the credit agencies. You just want a letter proof from the actual court where they state that they don't report this information. That way you can utilize it now to be able to dispute it against the credit agencies and ask them how they're able to verify or put this on here, because the county clerks, they don't report that information. So that's just a basic, like a very quick, shortened explanation on this bankruptcy, but you guys will find it there. And a lot of you guys struggle with deleting accounts, but then it'll come back on there. And then you guys are like, well, hold on, what the heck do I do now? Like, I deleted it, now it's back on there. That is to be expected, guys. And I also tell my clients this because of the simple fact that we're not deleting or discharging the debt that you guys have. Okay, you're not removing the debt. Just because you remove something off your credit report, that does not mean you're still not liable for that open account or that alleged debt. So it's always a possibility that it will come back on there. If you wanted to discharge this debt, you will want to reach out to either Angel or May. They're also in the school community. And they handle they handle things like arbitration, litigation, taking those creditors or debt collectors to court and discharging that debt or getting paid. So if that's the route that you want to go, then you definitely want to reach out to them. But when you're disputing things off your credit report, this is what's going to happen, because you're not making that debt go away. Okay. This is just for if you happen to want to go apply for any type of funding, business funding, houses, auto loans. All right. This is what you can do, but you can also go the route of going to arbitrate with them. So it's a personal preference. For reinsertion of accounts, we talk about that in the school community, and as well, I'm going to show you guys where to find it here within the Magic Eraser course. And I didn't show you guys that This is the frequently asked questions. This was also added into the Magic Eraser course because they will tell you exactly where to find your questions here, your most commonly asked questions. Excuse me. Here's the file, so I'm just gonna click that. So I'm gonna find what to do if an account came back on my credit report after it was removed? What do I do? Look at that. That's question number 3. So we know that is very, very commonly asked. You will want to refer to the account reinsertion laws found in 15 U.S. Code 1681. You see how we put that in there? You want to go ahead and copy or make note of that in your notes and go to Cornell Law, which should be your best friend, and study up on what that law means. Okay, make sure to do that. But this is the law that you would want to look into if an account it came back onto your credit report. If you need help breaking down the law or you don't understand a law, post it in the school community and I'm more than happy to break it down for you there or create videos or whatever I need to do to help you be able to utilize this within your dispute letters as well, okay? And then they let you know that you should and they recommend sending the disputes via certified mail so that way you can properly track that reinsertion dispute letter. Now, for whatever reason, if we're struggling, if we don't want to do this ourselves, if we don't have the time, reach out to me. I have a team that is willing to submit those disputes for you on your behalf. If you're looking for credit repair services, make sure that you guys book a free analysis with me. I don't focus solely on just credit repair. I focus on deletions and rebuilding. So it kind of goes hand in hand. You know, we focus on getting that profile structured so that way you can start getting these approvals for these houses, these cars, these credit cards, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you guys schedule that free analysis down below. This is where I'm going to open up the floor for you guys to start asking questions if you have any. And don't be afraid. This is a very open room for everyone to get the help and support that they need. So who would like to go first? I know that was a lot of information, guys. Don't all talk at once.
Hi, my name's Erin. I'll go first if you guys don't mind. Hi. I am new to the course. I'm new to the community, and I'm really thankful for all of you guys. So I had theft and identity theft in 2020, and at that time I froze all the 3 major credit reporting agencies. What I am afraid of is when I go to unfreeze these large ones, that a lot of things are now going to get put onto my credit that haven't been able to access it. Does that make sense? Like past due or I don't know, like all the garbage.
She said
So
all garbage.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was repeating what you were saying, but go on with your question.
So I'm wondering if I should wait on pausing all of the secondary accounts until whatever it's called. Sorry if I'm not using the right lingo. I'm just getting into all this, but that's my question is with the 3 major ones on pause or whatever it's called, how do I begin? Because I'm afraid once I unpause, a lot of things are going to start getting nailed to that. So should I wait a little, like some time before going into, working on the credit thing?
So are you meaning the freezing of the secondaries or freezing, like unlocking your credit profile with like TransUnion, Experian?
Yes, thank you for that lingo. I have frozen the top 3, so TransUnion, Equifax, and what's the third?
Yep, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax.
Yeah, so those have been on a freeze basically since 2020. And I'm just nervous that when I unfreeze them, that a lot of debt issues that I have that haven't been able to hit those accounts are going to hit.
So are you saying that during that time when you froze it back in 2020, you have had nothing populate onto your credit report?
You know, I'm uncertain. I have to go look, because I haven't
Because
pulled my credit. I
I'm
haven't
only
pulled my
asking,
credit. Uh-huh.
oh, sorry. I'm only asking because even if you have them frozen, that just stops them from like pulling, like let's say you're applying for something. Most of the time, it stops them from like applying or having like an account to be reported openly on there. But honestly, if it was something that was already done previously, it would have been on there. Like it just avoids like moving forward, if that makes sense.
Okay, okay, so I'm about to unfreeze the big three, because I need, I'm moving on this process and I'm gonna fix my credit. So, should I first unfreeze those three, but then go to the secondaries and then freeze the secondaries so then I can move on with the process?
You don't have to unfreeze anything, to be honest. Like during this process of disputing, that just when you have the three frozen, that just stops you from like applying like for a credit card and auto loan, a new checkings account, from pulling your credit report, your score. So during this disputing process, you can leave everything frozen. And then once you're done with everything, like disputing your credit score and all that good stuff, then that's when you want to start unfreezing. Because if you plan on applying for different things to like start elevating your life a bit, then that's when you want to unfreeze your credit report.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, my vocab around this is I'm still getting used to things. So thank you for being able to disseminate what I'm talking about. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Yeah, I definitely suggest leaving everything frozen and just start disputing at that point.
Great,
See
thank you
it.
so much.
You're welcome. Did anyone else have any questions? I'm like
I
kind of
have a
scrolling. Yes.
hey, what would you recommend doing if you have like more than 2 late payments on like 3 different accounts?
More, so if it's 1 to 2, you can try with the goodwill letter first. You can try the goodwill letter option and sending that to the creditor. Let's say you were going through a hard time or a hardship. You kind of want to explain that and be very detailed. Because a lot of the time they want to feel, you have to make them feel you and feel like compassion, like, okay, like we want to help her. So that's how you want to aim that dispute letter, or not dispute letter, that goodwill letter to them. But let's say that didn't work, then at that point, that's when you want to use that billing error and start using consumer law for rounds, for different rounds.
Even if I have more than 2, correct?
How many do you have?
I know I have like 3 different accounts. I want to say one have like 9, the other one had like 4, and one of them had like 6. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it's more than 2.
And how long ago was the accounts open? But yeah, I definitely, that would be my personal opinion, is just to remove the account altogether. If it's still open, that means that, let's say this account was open back in 2020 or like 2017. When you remove that open account, that credit score is or might drop down. And that's normal because you're removing the longest age, like the longest account that has age on it. So you would want to replace it with something positive with age, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, all of them are still open, so that's why I was wondering. But
Okay, if they're not,
if I remove it from my report, it would close the accounts, correct?
no.
Oh, okay. Okay,
No,
so that's what I
so
was
you
worried
still,
about.
yeah, you're still liable for the debt. It would still be open. It's a possibility they might reinsert it back into your account. Closed accounts with late payments are easier to remove altogether than open accounts with late payments.
Okay, that makes sense. So so how would I go about removing those open accounts? Would I still follow one of those letters that's in the Magic Eraser course?
Yeah, so you would check out disputing negative accounts. You would start with that section there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love these questions. Hello. I'm going through the chat, guys, just in case you guys threw some questions in there, but feel free to unmute if you have any questions. We have the links in here. If you guys haven't peeped, they are in the chat if you guys need access to them.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I have one more question. So, I know that we supposed to remove all of our like old addresses and phone numbers and stuff
Mhm.
and names. And with I know with Equifax specifically, I had like 10 different names on there. And all they sent back was updated. Like they updated it to my correct name, but they didn't remove it. So do I have to keep sending those letters out?
Yes, ma'am. So you're gonna have to keep disputing with them and literally demand them like, listen, you guys need to, you have to be very specific with your wording. And that's why I love ChatGPT, because if you're using those letter templates for the personal information section, you can copy that whole letter and then go to ChatGPT and ask it, recreate me this personal information letter and make it, I like to use the word or term aggressive. So I'll say, make it aggressive. And then it'll recreate it, and then it'll make it the terms or the wording a little bit more aggressive to the terms where they can understand that I want this deleted and I want this removed. So there's clarification.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is this Eileen? I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but Eileen, you asked a question regarding identity IQ. I don't have a vengeance with identity IQ. That's where I first started because that's where Dama Mikkel had told us to sign up for. But then after doing some research, I noticed that identity IQ shows your not your FICO score, your Vantage score. You can even call the rep and confirm, but I don't like to see anything Vantage score. I only look at Credit Karma for the Vantage score again because I like to see deletions. I only use that app for deletions. Anything that shows my Vantage, I don't like to look at because it's not the ones at the bank.
Hi. My name is Aileen.
Aileen.
So which one should I use then?
So-
Because I have identity IQ, but I feel the same way because I've been doing the course already for like almost 3 months. So like I want to find something else because I feel like they're not accurate. They only report like every 30 days, I think.
Yeah, so does the other credit monitoring platforms. They report every 30 days. But the thing is, they're different scoring modules. So the one platform that I sign up for and have all my clients sign up for is My Score IQ. I have the link. It's been posted here in the chat. I don't know if you have access to it, but if you scroll up, you should be able to see My Score IQ and then the link. So you would be able to.
You said My Score IQ is better?
I personally like them, yes. So they show your FICO score and they have different upgrade packaging, and then you can refresh it for free every 30 days.
Okay. Actually, I do have a question too. So, I'm working on my credit, but I'm also doing a family member because, I want to have testimonies for the future. And so in her case, she got a letter from Capital One wanting to take her to court. And then Chase is like trying to tell her, so she owes, I think, like 700, and like Chase is like, oh, pay 140. But I'm telling her not to pay anything. But I don't know, like, what you think she should do. Like, what you think is best I should do to help her.
So who is the creditor that's trying to take, those are two different creditors, two different situations?
So yeah, it's so she has so Capital One and Chase. So Capital One has sent her a letter trying to take her to court for like the debt that she owes. And then Chase is telling her pretty much, oh, let's settle. So it's like, what you think is best like to do? Like I told her not.
So are
like,
both of them?
the disputing process.
Yeah, okay, so, but Capital One is the own creditor, right? Because they're not working together. So Chase is Chase and Capital One's Capital One. They both trying to send her to court? Or Chase is just saying
Only
settle?
Chase is saying let's settle. Capital One is the only one trying to take her to court.
Okay, is this a collection agency or is this the
No,
actual?
So she had these accounts, but they're like late payments.
Okay, so it must be charged off, so she might not have the account anymore. This is probably a debt that she still owes, maybe for a
Yeah,
credit.
pretty. I think that's what it is. Uh-huh.
Okay, so if it's a charge off, it's a lot different than when a debt collector tries to take you to court. My suggestion is if she wants to use Chase or Capital One in the future, this is gonna, that charge off is gonna affect her. So if she wants to move forward with a pay for deletion, you may wanna look into that section in the course. Where, you don't pay anything unless Chase or Capital One sends you something in writing where they state they're not gonna report that negative account anymore. Once you make that payment, because then in the future, she can go ahead and, like, let's say apply for a credit card or an auto loan and it won't affect her. But if it was a third party, like a debt collector, then I would say, she could definitely fight it. But this is something that she actually owes the creditor itself. So you may want to go fight it. It depends on the personal preference and what her motive is with them.
I feel like she just don't want to deal with them and wants to delete it. And then she's getting like letters from like third parties.
As well,
Yes.
for the same debt.
Correct.
Okay, so then that wouldn't be a charge off. That would be, how is it reporting on her credit report? Let's start there.
That's the thing, like I'm telling her like, oh, if you want me to help you, like let me look at your score, but not through Credit Karma or like Experience. So she's
Yeah,
just like, oh, that she just does that. I'm like, oh, let's, try to pay the fee so we could look. But she's not letting me look. So I'm just asking to tell her what to do, like,
Okay. Yeah, so I would definitely, if she's already receiving this in the mail, then I would go to the section. I'm gonna show you. This is where I would start off at because Dom and Mikhail went through the same situation with his mom and he documented it, so he was able to put it within the course. Where is it? Right here. So this is when a debt collector was attempting to take them to court. Well, not attempting because they did go to court. You don't want to ignore them. So if they're trying to reach you, then you don't want to ignore them because they can just automatically say this debt is yours. You always want a response. And then if they are taking you, the first thing you want to do is get that method of validation. So you want to request a method of validation. You want to validate that this debt is yours. You don't want to give in saying that this debt is yours without that proof. So these are the only major two you should look at. Let me scroll down here. Right here, validation of debt letters. This is the letter that you should send that debt collector directly, or you can submit it through the CFPB, which is the website that Dom and Mikhail shows you how to utilize. But request that verification first. And then if for whatever reason they take you to court, then you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna click here, which is how to defend yourself in court versus a collection company.
Okay.
So to be able to
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if she has questions on what to say to them, you also have access to this here. What to say to debt collectors when they call you, so that way you don't mess yourself up in that situation.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm scrolling back up in the questions, y'all, but feel free to unmute. Going back up. You guys, stop fighting. Okay, you
Hey,
can
I
now.
have a question.
Yes.
Hey, so my name is Nick, but okay, so I have two questions. One is quick though, but so as I'm hearing, everybody's loving GPT. So when I go on the app, I think I see like two different ones. So my thing is, does it matter which one you get, or is it a specific one?
Nope, I use the free version. So I just signed up for an account and just use the free version as is.
Okay. So that's one. My second question is, so I've been trying to get this off my credit for like a lifetime now. And the situation is basically, So I used to be married and I had a car that I got for my
Analia.
ex-husband,
Mhm.
which was through Capital One. So when we separated, basically he took the car, but he never made the payments. So I asked Capital One, what do I need to do? They told me I could get appraised and then, I could sell it to a dealership or something. So that's what I did. So got appraised and I gave it, they cut a check and they gave me a 1099-C, and now it's on my credit as a charge off. So I've been back and forth with them like, hey, you stated that this wouldn't be on my credit. It is. Y'all have recordings, but y'all still not trying to remove it. So their excuse is basically they saying that they are not the creditors. They are not responsible. I would have to contact the credit bureaus. They are just the only people to only report it monthly, but that's it. They don't make the decision to, I guess, keep it on there. So I would have to speak to the credit bureau. So I'm like so confused as to how can I get this off, because like the credit bureaus, they saying that I would have to talk to them, and they said that I would have to talk to the credit bureau. So I'm like, somebody's lying here.
Yes, so everyone's lying, honestly. Both of them are lying because if it's a charge off, they're the ones that report it. They reported it to the agencies. In this case scenario, have you already went through the motions in the Magic Eraser course with how to dispute a negative account?
So I was going to take the time this weekend to do it.
Yes, so I would definitely start there because it's not by doing this. You don't do like the disputing over the phone, unless it's like personal information and you get lucky or hard inquiries. You can do that over the phone. But for negative accounts, especially for charge-offs, collections, closed accounts with late payments, you want to follow everything to the T when it comes down to disputing those negative accounts, because you're going to have to pull your report first to see how that account is reporting. So if you have a credit monitoring platform, I would see how that account is reporting first, see whether it's a collection, a charge off, a repo, however the case may be. Then utilize how to dispute negative accounts section in the Eraser course, because Dama Mikkel show you how to utilize the CFPB website and the FTC website in order for you to be able to get this disputed off.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're not gonna get anywhere by calling them and having them remove this alleged charge off your credit report, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it do, because when I did the first dispute, basically all they did was just update it, because at first they had like the amount on there, so they just updated to 0. So I'm like, okay, no, I
And
want
Leah,
this removed. So
yes,
I would look at the video and just start from there.
okay, no problem. Definitely check that out. And are you in the school community?
I am.
Okay, keep us posted. And if you have any questions during that disputing process and you're like stuck and like, hey, like, I watched the video, but like, I need some more clarification, make sure you post it in the group, because everyone's willing to jump in and then be able to assist you on what the right thing to do is. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Somebody's bringing me a time with whenever connected to NetLed account. Kalia, I'm going through the messages here in the chat, guys. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Kalia. Where did I find the files? If you're still
I
in
actually
here,
I figured it out. I realized that you were pulling the files from each individual section.
yes, exactly. Okay, so you sure you're good?
Yeah. Mhm. It's a lot of information. I'm trying to follow everything, but yeah.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm like, we host this every week. Don't get afraid. And then anything that you need, just make sure you utilize that search bar. Well, I'll be here. And then any questions you have, make sure you post them in the group and I'll hop in.
And then these are recorded, these videos or these Zoom
Yes,
calls?
these live Q&As, they are recorded and you only get access to them when you're on a level 6.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Girl, the Experian, I don't like Experian because they do give people a hard time. I'm so glad you were able to call them and get that removed. But if they're still saying like they're that one address is connected to an open account, like you have to keep disputing it. They're gonna give you a hard time.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yep.
Hey, so so I called TransUnion, Equifax, and Experience to have them send me my credit report. I'm on like that stage, that process. And I have to wait on one because I just requested one like a week ago and whatever. But I was curious, like I just signed up for my score and I see the addresses that they have on there are my current address and it's different than my ID address. But that's the one that they verified me with, which was the address on my ID. But on my score, it's updated to where I'm at currently. So how do should I leave? Should I leave what I have on my ID when I dispute, or go just update my ID to where I live now?
So again, that's more of a personal preference. Do you have negative accounts tied to the address that's listed on your credit report, your current address?
No.
So then I will leave that current address that they're currently reporting for you. I would just leave it there as is and then update your driver's license with that current address that they're listing it as.
Got it. I was thinking it too.
Yeah, because maybe
Cool.
it's like, sometimes they won't update it, but anytime they get any type of new information, they will put that bad boy on there. But even with that address that's on your driver's license, do you have any old information or negative accounts tied to that one?
I don't think so.
So
No.
then it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. So you can leave it as is, and when you submit your disputes, you can still upload your documentation. That would only matter if you didn't want that address to be reported because it was tied to negative accounts.
Got it. Okay.
Mm,
Thank you.
Okay.
I think I had another question, but I forgot.
If you
I'll come back
remember,
if I remember.
I'll be right here. Come back around.
Okay.
I think someone else had their hand raised. I don't know where. Sylvia, you have a question?
Yeah, I have multiple questions. Sorry.
Yes.
So the first one is on cleaning up your personal information. Is it ideal to have the information matching exactly what's on your social or on your driver's license, or is it better to just have your first and last name? That's the first question.
That is, I like to make everything honestly harder for them or more of a headache for me. If it's just a first and last name and you like it like that, that's completely fine. But if you want it listed legally, what's listed on your driver's license, then I would have them dispute all that information to what's being on my driver's license and my social. But it's not gonna affect that disputing method unless it's tied to a negative account.
Okay, because they don't have my full name, first, middle, and last anywhere at all.
So that's a personal, yeah, so I would definitely dispute that and then upload your documentation, your personal identifiers, emphasizing that that's not your legal name.
Okay, all right. Then I just paid off my my auto loan, and the last payment, now they're saying they did not receive it, but they did. It was taken from my bank account. I have the confirmation from them for receiving that payment, and they've reported negatively on all the credit reports. Can I
So
sue them?
you can definitely, if you want to go the route of arbitration, you can definitely do that. But before going that route, I would, are you familiar with the BBB website?
Yes, the Better Business Bureau. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you utilized that to dispute that with them first? Or have you even contacted the creditor already about this? Like the ones who reported that late payment? Did you let them know, hey, listen, like you guys, it's a billing error, like you guys have this incorrect?
No, they just did last week, so
Okay.
I just saw it. I just got the notifications.
So I would take that information, the what you have, which is the screenshot of the actual payment coming out of your bank account, like your statement. I would have that, and then I would take a screenshot of your credit report of them reporting that as a late payment, and I would contact the original creditor who's reporting this and have them rectify it first over the phone. If you cannot get anyone over the phone to fix it, then I would find someone like you can use the CEO, like that goodwill letter. Instead of it being a goodwill letter, you're going to actually contact them about about your late payment. That's actually an error. You would get their CEO email and email them all of these documents. If that doesn't work, that's when I would go to the BBB to dispute that directly with them.
Wow, it would take that long for something that you paid, not even, not an error. Wow, okay.
Crazy. Yes, they can be very stubborn. And that's why when we don't know our rights, even then, we still have to fight it. It's horrible. But I
Okay.
wish that everything goes smoothly.
Okay, then the last one is Capital One. I heard other people talking about Capital One as well. It seems like they like to sue versus talking to you and solving everything with you. They sent me like a deposition letter in Florida. Do I go to the court or do I try to fight it? It's my account. I just wasn't
So,
able to pay it at the time that they wanted me to pay it.
so what is it? Was it an auto loan, a credit card?
With the
What are they
credit
trying
card.
to? Okay.
It's a credit card, yeah.
It's a credit card and they're trying to take you to court for it.
Well,
When
they
it's
did
Mhm.
a while ago, and then at the time I told them how much I was able to pay at that time, but then I got injured and lost my job. So, and then I told them I'm not able to pay anymore. When and if things get better, I'll resume paying. So now they saw that I finished the auto paying payment. So I think they want to come and take the car in
So
lieu
you've
of,
already let them know too as well.
sorry.
So you communicated that already originally to the Capital One, like I was not able to pay, they must have all these previous documents on top of that. For that one, because when it comes down to courts and arbitration, that is not my cup of tea. So what I'm gonna do is that I actually am going to talk to Angel because he's the one that specializes in arbitration too. We're gonna get some information and we're gonna post it and tag you in the school community.
Did I post that one? No, I posted the auto loan one that they reported incorrectly. That's the one that I posted in the community.
The auto one. Okay, yes. Make sure you post it. Make sure you tag me so that
Okay.
way I can have the
On
notification
the
in there.
arbitration one. On the arbitration one as well. Okay.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Antoine.
Hey Denise, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I got two questions. The first question is, if you had to rank the difficulties in uh, getting stuff deleted, how would you rank it from 1 to 5? One being the most difficult.
I guess it depends on the type of account because late
Yeah, that's
payments,
what
I was a very
I'm sorry.
extremely difficult.
Okay. Late payments would be one.
Late payments are whichever one that you put as extremely difficult, I would put late payments for because those are extremely difficult to get reversed back to a good standing, especially if you have more than 2 to 3.
Okay.
Was there a specific account that you were like referring to, or maybe just like the overall process?
I was trying to peel this thing down and see what I was going to niche down to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sometimes the most difficult things can be your most profitable thing if you can crack that nut.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. So I would say late payments are difficult, especially on an open account. Any open account that a client may want removed just because those are very difficult to remove because again, it is open. And then bankruptcies are also on the list. Repos are like in the middle. Those are really considered charge-offs and collections. So those vary.
Speaking of charge off and collections, are they more towards the bottom of the tier?
Yeah, I find those easier to remove are the
Okay.
collections and charge-offs, but that's I think again, a personal preference, like opinion.
Okay. Charge off and collections. Okay, the next question is, I was listening to a podcast and I think a guy said that a debt collector can call you what do you say? One time a day or once a week or something like that. My question is, can they call you every day,
They
2 or 3
cannot
times a
communicate
day?
with you. They cannot communicate with you unless you gave them the permission to do so. So they
Okay,
should not be calling you because did you ever give them permission to do so? I highly doubt
no,
it.
no.
So no, so they should not. And you can honestly, you can turn that into where it's abuse, like emotional abuse at this point, because you're getting harassed, at that point. That's when I would go back to Cornell Law, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it up for you guys. And remember, this one's there's a
I,
whole
re-
section on this on
I read in
Cornell
there
Law.
somewhere about harassment.
Yes,
Would that be a
it would be
form
under
of
like
harassment?
the Fair Debt Collecting Practices Act. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick because there's a lot of violations that they go through and we can get them for. So this is the subchapter of all related to the collection agencies, right? The Debt Collection Practices
Mm-hmm.
Act. So where you would want to go is communication in connection with that collection and harassment or abuse, because we never gave them that permission to contact us. But now you're emailing me, you're calling me. Who the hell are you? Like, where did you come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're stressing me the F out, like, honestly.
Yeah, I
So,
got the messages that they left in my call roll about this, you know,
mhm.
this long.
Yes, and what you could do is here, which is 15 US Code 1692C, communication and connection with that collection. Once you scroll down, you're going to see the section B, except as provided in section 1692B, without the prior consent of the consumer given directly to the debt collector or expressed permission of a court, right? It says a debt collector may not communicate in connection with the collection of any debt with any person, which is basically a corporation, other than the consumer, his attorney, and the consumer reporting agency. So what does that mean? That means if we didn't give them written permission or any permission or consent at all, they shouldn't be contacting us, and they also should not be reporting anything on our credit report. It says it right here. But if the law was so easy to follow, everybody would be following it. So that's a violation that you could definitely go to them about when it comes down to the collection and third parties.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You guys have some good questions, Lo. Okay, let me see. You guys, listen, I can't keep up with the questions in the chat. So if you do have a question, please feel free to unmute yourselves because I don't want to miss anyone's questions here. And there's been about like 13 new messages here. Okay, I got the same thing that was open last year. Katiana, are you still here? Because I see that you posted a question, but I need a little bit more clarification. You put in here that I got the same thing that was open last year and Navy Fed closed the account. Which letter would I send? But I just need a little bit more information.
Yeah,
let's see.
that I think when someone was speaking about, I can't remember who it was, that she had like a card and it was like late payments, and I was like, yeah, same thing happened to me. And then I called Navy Federal to see if it was still open. It was actually under my husband's account, like, you know, he added me on, and they said they closed it, but they haven't reported it to Navy Federal because I was trying to see if we could, like, you know, pay it off and then pay off the balance and reactivate the car. And they were like, no, once it's closed, it's closed. But last year during the recession, you know, I wasn't working, and all the cards that my husband and I had open, you know, it was like so many late payments. And I just started I just joined like Sunday. So I'm just like going through the courses, what's one step by one. And I think I posted in the Facebook, but end up getting the answer about, like, because I was trying to follow the steps of what to do next. And I think I started from the beginning, and I think it was about secondary freeze, and I didn't know exactly what that was, but I've been, you know, watching the videos daily, so I kind of know the steps I got to do. Just freeze all my accounts before I start sending out the dispute letter.
Correct, yes, and if it is definitely closed, yes, and if it's definitely closed, I would definitely just focus on removing the whole account altogether. If it's a
Really? Okay.
charge off, yes, if it's a closed account with late payments, you don't have to focus on disputing late payments on a closed account. The account is already
Okay.
closed. So you want that
Okay.
whole account.
Okay, because I have my husband and I, we have Navy Federal checking and saving, but we got a credit card, like a rewards card with them, and I was trying to, like, hey, like, activate it, because right now I got a Capital One secured credit card and a Discover, and I was able to get that because I started using Self again. I did Self like about 2 years ago, so I'm doing it again to try to fix my credit. But then I stumbled upon Dominique's on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I need to fix my credit instead of like paying somebody. So let me try to do it on my own. And so that's where I am now. But I have like a whole bunch of student loans that I was, you know, going through on Identity IQ, like what they were showing you in the Magic Eraser, and I see that they're still on there. But you know, I know that Biden had got a lot of them removed, but I still see mine's on there. So
Yeah, was it
and this
already
is going back.
forgiven?
I'm sorry?
Like, was the student loan like forgiven?
I still see it on there. I didn't get anything like in an email saying it was forgiven or anything. I know some of them were forgiven. Like, I was hearing that he forgave some people's student loans, not everybody. I think I was one of them that didn't, because I still see mine's there. I still get emails from Nelnet calling me and things like that.
Yeah.
And this is going back since 2000 and, you know, and 4 when I was in college, 2003.
Yep.
So yeah.
And that's where it comes into play when it comes down knowing what to delete and what to keep. Because if those student loan accounts are in good standing and they were open back when you open them, like 2012 or whatever the case may be, you want to leave that account on there actually, because that is what's giving your credit profile that age and that structure. So you don't want to
Right.
remove that if it's open in good standing.
Okay, got it. I'll just focus on some of like the debt that I created like a year or two ago. I had, like, you know, like Bank of America. It's actually got like served from them. Bank of America was like, you know, trying to take me to court and things like that. I kind of made an agreement with them like 2 years ago, but then I stopped working. So now they're like calling me, and I think Portfolio Recovery took over. So they're the ones that are like calling me to try to make a payment arrangement with them.
So you would follow the method of validation section for that debt collector that's now reaching out to you. I wouldn't
Okay.
admit to debt at that point.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Matthew, you have your hand up?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. No, so yeah, we had a question over here. We were wondering how long it takes for let's just say a closed credit card account to hit your credit report because it looks like it already went to collections. The um uh bank, or I'm sorry, the credit card is telling us, or the credit card company is telling us who to call, and then obviously it's a debt collector. So do you know how long it usually takes? What, 90 days? Is it like 60 days? Because it's already been a couple months.
Honestly,
I'm not,
it's already been a couple months.
yeah.
So who was the original creditor? Like who was the card with originally?
Was it Cap One?
No, it's Bank of America.
Bank of America.
Okay, so how is it reporting on your credit report currently? Like, is it reporting that it was already closed from Bank of America? And now is it showing that new
Yes.
balance debt collector on your credit report?
Is it? It's
No,
not. It's not showing the. It's not showing a new balance as of yet, but I think it's showing as like a charge off. Oh, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so
It's just showing as a
the-
closed account.
okay, it's just showing as a closed account. And does that closed account have any late payments on there?
Does it have any late payments on there? Yes.
Okay, so then I would focus on how it's reporting on the credit report. So if that Bank of America card is showing as closed account and then past due, let's say 30 days, 60 days, whatever the case may be with those late payments, focus on using the
Mhm.
section in the Magic Eraser course, disputing negative accounts. You can utilize that to remove that whole account off your credit report. Now, if Bank of America already told you that it was sent to a debt collector, I mean, at that point, I wouldn't worry about it unless it pops up back onto your credit report as the debt
Mhm.
collector. Because now it's not going to show as closed Bank of America. It may show as like Midland Credit, like out of nowhere. And then that with
I
that
see.
balance that you owed Bank of America. At that point, that's when I would worry about it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. And then I had another question. So I've been removing uh hard inquiries for like everyone in my family the past like week. I called TransUnion yesterday for my little sister, and she had like five, and they all got removed today. So she let me know today.
Awesome.
And I'm doing
Congrats.
it. Yeah, thanks. I'm doing it for my mom and my other sisters and everybody else in my family too. But with it, I was trying to call Experian today. And usually they are difficult, like you said, like they change your number and all that kind of stuff. But like
Mhm.
it wouldn't even give me the option to speak to someone, nor would it give me the option to go to like it gave me the option to go to fraud alert, or it gave me the option to do like request a credit report. Like it wouldn't even let me do anything besides that. And then when I tried to go to fraud, like it asked me to uh you showing me something?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still listening. I was gonna post something up for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I tried to get through like the fraud department, and it wouldn't even let me get through the fraud department.
So is this
Let's
the
see.
number that you called for
Yeah.
Experian, something?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And they
Yeah.
followed
It's
this.
been. Yeah. It's been. Make sure you say dispute. Okay. So I'll try that. Okay.
Yeah, so you want to search up,
Mhm.
this is how you're able to get to the fraud department recently. This is the new way of doing it. If you don't have access to that, I posted it into the school community back in January
Okay.
and everyone's still able to get there. You just have to search up fraud department and it'll come up.
Yeah. I'll just search it. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Because that was throwing me for a loop. I couldn't even. I'm like, what's going on?
They
They
make
just
it
changed it
so
like this
hard.
week. 'Cause I just. Yeah. They're annoying.
Yeah,
But
yes.
I'm trying to think. What else? What else? What else? Oh, and then I do a lot of filing through this like the CFPB and FTC and all that.
Mhm.
Uh and I've been seeing a lot of results. I filed a complaint with TransUnion the Saturday, and I've
Mhm.
been calling literally every day until today.
Mhm.
So yeah, I called Monday, Tuesday, and today. And today I actually spoke with someone, and the lady tried to tell me like, "Oh, you're supposed to take 7 days," and I was like, "Well, no, I know that it takes 7 days, but you had already received it that day. Yeah, like you received it that day according to the CFPB website." And she's thinking I'm kind of dumb, and I'm like, "No, ma'am, I'm not dumb. I'm pretty well informed, and I understand that I can see here on the website that you received it that same day when I submitted the complaint." And and so she's like, "Oh yeah, I see that you received it." And I'm like, "Okay, so do you see my problem? The inconsistencies of your company. Not only do you are you inconsistently and inaccurately reporting things on my credit report, but you can't even tell me what's correct. So and she's like, I understand. And then she's like, well, it's not updated yet, so just give her 7 days. And I'm like, you know what, okay. So then I called yesterday, and the guy said the same thing, and he tripped up. And so he's like, you know what, forget it. Well, I guarantee that it's not going to be there tomorrow. So I called today, it was still here. But then I called today, it was still there. And then I'm talking to the guy, he literally removed everything. He removed my collection. He removed some of the accounts that I didn't even ask for. And I just was going down the list on my TransUnion account. I'm like, hey, what can I remove right now on this phone? He's like, this, and he went through like 8 things I didn't even realize I didn't even ask for. And it's like I know Dom and like Michael always say, like, you can get that one person that'll just help you. And like it's like, dang, oh, thank you. So now, yeah, hopefully I get him again. But yeah, I try to do like a lot of filing and stuff that way before I like start sending out letters and having to pay like for like certified mail and all that stuff. So yeah.
That's dope because you guys, a lot of you guys do call in, but you guys get really frustrated. And I was one of them people. But if you get that one person, that one rep, and they're willing to help you, being kind gets you a long way. I know it's very hard to do so, but the fact that you were able to get those deleted says a lot because a lot of you guys may have to submit it through the CFPB and have to do it that way and may not get results over the phone, and that's okay because it's not for everybody. You know, everybody's journey is different. But I do suggest if you guys are all calling in to this credit agencies, make sure you guys call maybe like as soon as they open because you are gonna catch them already with their coffee. They're ready to go. They ate already. They're in a good mood. They're just like, all right, this is gonna be a good day. If you catch them on their, this is gonna be a good day, they're more willing to help you than they just went through hell the whole shift. And here you are calling at the end of the shift. About time they close, they're gonna be like, F you. Click. They're not willing to help you. So I came across a lot of them. You just learn as you go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that was funny that you said that. Oh, and then what was it? I know I messaged in the chat about the Navy Federal hack. I think you responded to my post. I think I talked about it a couple days ago. But
what's your question?
Actually,
I'm
it was like
not
last.
remembering.
It's okay. It's good. It's okay. I called. It actually worked. I called last night at like 12:30, like 12:30 at night, and they didn't even really ask who my grandfather was. My grandfather actually served in the army, and I know that because his wife, my great grandmother, received benefits from like the VA after he died and when she got a little older. So I was like, I didn't really say his name or anything like that, but I was just like, hey, I heard this was a great company. I was told that you serve, people that served in the army and like their families. It's like, how can I, what can I do to get an account with you? It literally took like 30 minutes and he set me up and now I have an account. I was like, this is insane. And like my mom, she thought it was like I was faking. So my mom thought I was faking. She's like, you weren't in the army. I was like, yeah, but your grandfather was. Like, what are you talking about, mom? Like,
Yeah,
so,
isn't it? So you were able to, was it Dom's video that you were able to utilize in the school community?
Yes, one from like April 2022. And I'm thinking sometimes like it was, even though it was from 2 years ago, I'm thinking, hey, what if they, change up or whatever? Because I was kind of nervous. I was like, because before he hung up, he was like, yeah, we still have to validate your sponsor. I'm like, oh shoot. like what's going on? Like I think but then I like other people in the chat, like, no, they're fine. Like they're not gonna check. And then I was like, well, even if they do, like he still serves, so I should be good. But yeah, so it was pretty. I had a productive week. I had a pretty productive week.
And it keeps you going as soon as you get these small wins. So congratulations on your new Navy Fed account. And it's only up from here because they do give out the bag on the personal side.
Yeah. I heard. So yeah, thank you. I'm almost there.
Bro, you got the mojo going. You should go get a lotto ticket or something, bro.
Nah. Nah, I'm gonna just keep with this credit, man. I'm just keep with this credit. Hey, Antoine, are you at Arby's right now? Just a quick question.
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay. I saw the sign. In the back. I got hungry.
This is my office on the road.
That's nice. I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, my
I
husband's a
love
truck driver as well.
Oh, we love truck drivers. Let me see. They just trying to make their way. Let me see. And it looks like Brittany, you had a question. Do you still have a question? I'm sorry.
Hey, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, everybody. So I came in a little bit late, so excuse me if I ask the same question or it's been addressed already. So I started about a month ago, and I will say I definitely saw some things coming off of my credit. One, so I have the Amex business blue card, and I have the Amex gold card, business card, and both of them had got deleted, right? Which I was like, oh shit, because I mean, like sorry for my language, my gold card I think was up to like 11K, and my business was like 5K. So that was just like huge, right? Because everybody like business kind of been shaky, and I just didn't have the money to pay it, but they got deleted. But then I got a letter and then the notification that both of them got back on my credit because Amex was like, well, we see that you made payments on these cards, right? And my credit score, when they were off, went up like 60 points in like a week. So my question is first question. So with accounts that have been verified, I did ask on the board and someone told me that I need to send a 609 or 602 letter or something to the credit bureaus for that specific account. So I want to know, is that correct? Number one. Number two, if the complaint, because these were on Experian to be exact. So I'm getting correspondence from Experian telling me what's going on. But when I go to the CFBP complaint, it's still open, right? So my question, second part of the question is, if the complaint is still open, how am I going to give them the 609 or letter or 602 letter? I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is. So I don't have to start the process over again.
Okay. And let me just ask you very quickly, are those cards currently, are they still open?
No,
Those
both of them are closed.
Okay, so they're closed. So you deleted it and then it was reinserted back into your account.
Yes, because they said it was verified because I was making payments on both of those cards and I just stopped.
Okay, so in that instance, we did kind of go over it, but I'm gonna show you because you do have the Magic Eraser course, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a section that talks about the reinsertion of accounts. So what you will want to actually look over is the beginning of the course. So where it says welcome to the course, you're gonna scroll down just a bit and then you're gonna click on frequently asked questions because it's common that an account will be deleted and then popped back in there. So once you click on the file section, there should be a PDF here for you to open up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna go to question number 3 because this asks, an account came back on my credit report after it was removed. What do I do? This is the section you're going to want to remove. You are going to want to utilize consumer law, which is 15 US Code 1681I. If you don't know what that is, you will want to basically copy or make or write it down, and you will want to utilize Cornell law because that's where you're able to see what that really is. You put Cornell law and then the law that you want to look into. Goodness. And then I'm gonna go right here. Mine's not Google. Wait, that's not it. Let me go back. Boop. Okay. So this is a section that you will want to study up on and create a dispute letter utilizing this law, because what this law is insinuating is that, and I think we went over, Antoine, I think we went over this last class too. I don't know if you remember, but once you scroll down to section, or God, this one's not it either. Section 1681I. Hello. I think that is the wrong one. Reinsertion of accounts. Because there is something that the credit reporting agencies are supposed to follow. They're not just supposed to just plop an account. Why Microsoft is being annoying? They're not supposed to just plop an account right back onto your credit report without following proper procedures.
Okay.
And this is, I'm gonna get the law up here for you guys. There we go. Found it. So this is the law you're gonna want to study up on. Procedure in case of disputed accuracy. Once you get to this page, you will want to scroll down. And you're going to go to requirements relating to reinsertion of previously deleted material. So this is going to explain to you what the consumer reporting agencies were supposed to do before they even put that in there. So in that dispute letter, you're able to basically point them out and tell them that they violated, you know, the law that's in place because they were actually supposed to notify you within 5 business days of the after the reinsertion of this account. It shows right here. If any information that has been deleted from a consumer's file pursuant to subparagraph A is reinserted into the file, the consumer reporting agency shall, no later than 5 business days, right, let you know that they put that back on there. They also need to provide you additional information. So they are supposed to also give you a statement in that letter that the disputed information has been reinserted, which I'm assuming you didn't get, correct?
Well, no. So Experian did send me an email. So, you know, they send those emails with your code or whatever and tell you what's going on. So they told me that came back verified. And then I also did get a letter from American Express saying that the reason why it was put back on was because they verified it because payments had came from my personal bank account.
And how did you dispute that account? By identity theft?
Yes.
That's probably why.
So what
So they,
as on the CFPB?
I'm sorry?
So when I do the disputes on the CFPB, is that what's called? What should I identify it as? Not identity theft?
No, you can still, there's options in there that resonates with your situation. So if Amex provided you or like said, hey, like, you know, this really was an identity theft, like you were making payments. But again, they like, who are you to say? Because maybe you had a crazy ex that had your information. Who the freak knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? So I would dispute it the same way. So you would just go ahead and dispute it again, but I would only utilize this section here if they never provided you the written response that they reinserted it, they never gave you the business name and address of the consumer and basically like evidence of why they were putting it back on there. Because in your situation, they actually did give you all of that. I would go ahead and dispute it again, another round, do the CFPB, the FTC method. If that doesn't work, then at that point, you're gonna either, you're gonna check out factually disputing in the course, which is way at the bottom of the Magic Eraser course, which would be here. It's literally way at the bottom, like the last thing. So factually disputing, you can factually dispute that account off your credit report.
Okay, factually dispute. Okay. And then lastly, so because the complaint is still open, you think I just need to start a whole new complaint even though it's still open?
Yes, you can still submit another complaint because you already received a response did you already get a response back from them after you submitted that CFPB complaint?
Yeah, like Experian, they're corresponding with me like every day, like saying, oh, this is the result. They're sending me those emails.
Yeah, so more than half the time, you're gonna get the response back from the credit agency faster than they would update the CFPB. The CFPB takes forever to update. So if you already got your answer, I would go ahead and submit your next dispute on the CFPB.
Okay, and so there's nothing that I don't need to try to call them and ask them to take it off. Like that's just not gonna work in this situation.
Nope. No, ma'am. If
And
anything,
then,
that'll probably be worse for you, but yes.
okay, and then lastly, because I mean, obviously, who doesn't want AMX? You need AMX, right? I miss those cards. So if I get these deleted, does this mean like AMX will never give me another line of credit for any other products again?
Yeah, so all you're doing is removing that off your credit report, so it looks like you're in good standing with your financial reputation when you go to another bank. So if you really truly still owe Amex because you didn't pay off the card or it was charged off or whatever the case may be, then you're gonna have to owe them if you want another card with them. Like you're gonna have to pay that up with them and settle it with them.
So even if I do all this process, it gets off, trying to go back to them, they're gonna still be like, well, no, you had this.
Correct, because it's still with them. It's a charge off. So that means they're still able to see it in their system. So at that point, and they're very strict about it, they would not give you another card if you wouldn't settle up that debt.
Okay, so basically I gotta pay Amex. They're just not a creditor that's gonna work with this situation.
Well, no, because even if it wasn't with Amex, like say you was doing this with Chase and you had a charge off with Chase and you wanted another credit card with them, they very well might not give you one because they see on their end that you still owe them money for a credit card that you never paid. So when it's still a charge off, it's still with the original creditor. They still see that.
Okay. All right, I think that's that for now. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love it. I will check it out. I love it. I will. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I think I seen two hands. I'm not sure. Brittany, if I don't know if you still had a question, but Asia, is that I'm sorry if I butchered that name too. I'm horrible with names, y'all.
Yes, hey. Oh, I remember my question. So
Yes.
I have a 14K apartment debt on my credit, and the apartment's like, it's a long story, but I don't owe that debt. And I've tried to dispute it. Oh, she's cute. I tried to dispute it before. Girl, my kids are all in my face too. But I tried
Yeah.
to dispute it before, and they came back like it was verified, this, that, and the third. But I know that they don't have like my signature on anything. Like they don't have anything.
Okay, wait.
So
I'm gonna backtrack because I was a little distracted. I just want to make sure I get this right. So you have a 14K debt on an apartment that's reporting. So is it reporting as like you owe the apartment complex still?
right. And
Okay.
this is back in like 2019. And I've did the FTC, I've did the CFPD or yeah, whatever that is. I've done that. So I'm not sure like what to do next.
Did you figure out, like, how did you find, so did you just find it on your credit report, which means that you're gonna have to go through the secondary credit reporting agencies list to see what secondary is reporting that information and dispute it there first and then dispute it off the credit agencies. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's only on TransUnion. It was on Equifax, I think, or Experian, but they removed
How's
it.
it reporting?
TransUnion, it is reporting. Let me see.
So
And
that
then
also,
TransUnion. Sorry, I just want to say they took it off, but they put it back on. So I'm like, what's going on?
so,
I don't know what they.
under like, the account status, like, does it say, eviction, repo, bankruptcy, collection charge off? Like, what type of account is?
I'm looking right now.
Yeah,
It
wait, but
says. Hold on. Oh, I just had it. I'm sorry. Let me see.
no, that's okay.
Okay. So it says open account.
Open account, okay, but it doesn't
Yes,
say what type of account it is.
it Bureau
Okay,
code is visual account.
and are you saying this like on your Credit Karma?
My score?
on my score. Okay. So that's all. And and it's just reporting on TransUnion. I would dispute it same way. So if you're not sure where it's reporting, because when you were applying to, let's say, another apartment complex or whatever the case may be, this never came up, right? So they didn't say, hey, like this came up that you have an outstanding balance with this particular apartment complex, because sometimes they'll verify it with the secondary credit agencies, like for example, early warnings or whatever the case is. So they didn't tell you, right? It never came up. So yeah, I wouldn't, since you're not sure completely and there's so many secondary reporting agencies, I would go ahead and dispute it again. Exactly how we just went over like the reinsertion of accounts. If they never provided anything to you, then go ahead and utilize that. Go under, I'm gonna go back here if you're familiar with it. If I were you, and this is if this was me in this situation, if I seen that deleted and come back on there, and it's just reporting as an open account that I supposedly owe, not a third party, not a debt collector, I would go back to frequently asked questions and go back to review that file. Go to question 3 about that account that was deleted and removed and put back on there. I would utilize that law, 15 US Code 1681. And if you're not sure how to utilize this, you would just go to ChatGPT and ask it to create you a dispute letter to TransUnion using this law. But I don't want you to just use it. I want you to understand it. So if you can take actually just review and study up and let, basically catch them in this violation. Make sure to do that. And then
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not sure if Matthew has another question.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing, if I'm if everything comes back okay with Navy Fed, this isn't really an active credit question. This is more like a LLC type question. Also, what did you do when you started your LLC? How did you start it off with getting clients with credit and stuff like that? How did you go about doing that first?
Yeah, so when I first started, I actually didn't start, I didn't even want to do credit. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I didn't want to repair credit for anybody. I didn't want to go that route. I started off with Dama McKell and doing a digital course. And that's when I did like the done with you. I had them set up my whole digital products for me. Like I knew I wanted to teach the method on how they can do it themselves. I did that first. And then when I realized I wasn't like popping off because I still wasn't on the social media space and I needed to make some money, Tom and McKell were like, listen, like you need to look into credit repair. Like that's where it's at. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. Like I don't want to do it. And they're like, so over time, it kind of just started to stick with me. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually kind of good at it. So, let me look into my horizons because I did it with family members. At that point is when I signed up for the CIA Academy. And that's when they actually set up everything for me on the back end because I also did the done with you where they set up my calendars, my automations, my landing page where clients go to. And from there, I kind of started marketing because they also teach you that within the CIA. And if you're ever interested in that, the link would be in.
Yeah, I definitely am. I don't have the means to get it right now. That's the only thing. So if I that was just
put
trying
it
to
in
figure
your
out.
notes.
Yeah,
Put it in your
that's
notes because what you're gonna do, because this is what I did. I was freaking broke. Okay, I was broke. I knew I wanted to get there. And what I did was from learning the things I did in the Magic Eraser course, I was able to obtain that first high limit credit card with Navy Federal and use some of that personal credit card funding for the CIA. And that's how I was able to start.
Yes, that's my plan. That's actually my plan because I don't want to pay for any of this, but I know I'm thinking like, am I gonna have to? So that's why I was so glad I got that Navy Federal account last night, just because
Yes,
it's
it's
like
going to be amazing. Like it was when I first got, I think that was my first ever credit card. I got approved for $20,000. And when I
Oh,
listen, I was in the car, I was like, what? Like it took a
yeah,
few days.
yeah,
I was really nervous because I was like,
yeah,
oh, they gonna deny me. Like they gonna
yeah,
deny
yeah,
me. They taking a few days. But when the lady was like, oh yeah, you got approved for $20,000, I said, you
yeah.
lying?
And
Like
that,
I
how
was
long was that after? How long was that after you got the account?
so I actually waited the full, I think
Was
it
it
was
90 days?
a month, a
Oh, it's a
month to
month.
3 months. I wanted to
Okay,
build up my internal score with them. I can't remember exactly, but I knew I wanted to build up that internal score.
okay,
So I waited like the full 3 months before I
okay,
applied. And then I
okay.
also did that for my partner as well, and I was able to get her approved for 25K.
Oh, nice. Okay. And is that all in the CIA course? Or
The
no, is that just
CIA
in?
course, no. So you actually
Okay,
have access to this in the Magic Eraser course, how they teach you how to apply for credit.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna look at that tonight. Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna see, make sure.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's way at the end, but that's how I started. And if it wasn't for the CIA, I'm not
Mhm.
saying that, just by having that, it's gonna allow you to scale. You have to be dedicated and start putting in that work. But
Oh
that,
yeah, I am.
without that, in
Yeah,
addition to, they put you in a position to win for real. Like everything's
okay,
already done for you. Just provide them what you need or what they
yeah,
need for
yeah,
your branding and all that,
yeah,
and everything else falls into place.
yeah, because that's honestly all I want to do right now is that specifically. Strictly
Yes.
because one, I know how to market myself when it comes to like social media. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
well, I should say, obviously I don't know as much as like Dawn and Mikhail know. So, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to learn. Like when it comes to like social media and stuff like that, like I'm very creative. So I would love to like just make stupid videos to get people to be a part of my course,
Um,
like make a meme, stuff like that. Like I can do that. Like I've been doing that since I was 15 years old. So like I'm very, very interested in stuff like that.
yeah, no, I'm telling you, like it's that. Like I dropped the link here. This is just for the free class if you haven't watched it already.
Okay.
But yeah, there was things that you didn't even think would matter or was like
Mhm.
a thing. And now you realize that you're actually doing the same thing that people are doing to make money. And
Yeah.
listen, when you surround yourself with people like that who's already
Yeah.
within that market, you're gonna start
Exactly.
learning those same skills and start accruing the financials for it too.
Exactly. Exactly. Because even I was even willing to thinking about like making my own digital products, and even though all I know is really how to, uh, I don't want to say that's all I know how to do, but just simple stuff like getting hard inquiries removed in like 2 to 3 days. Like I was just
Mm-hmm.
gonna just sell something like that for like $1 on my Instagram, and then that
Yep.
can start off, and that could be just some passive income that way. I would have to create it once, and then you just go there and go from there. So that's what
Yes,
I'm be doing it tonight. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm
you're
looking at that
welcome.
course tonight.
And
Did
if
he
you
say
guys,
$1?
he said a
Did he
I
say
mean,
dollar.
a did he say a
I
dollar?
it's just I don't know. I might not sell for $1, but it's you know what I mean. It's just the point. The point is I'm gonna sell it. The point is I'm
No,
gonna
you
sell
can honestly, and what I would say is do it for free.
it. Yeah, I was
Do
thinking that
give it
too.
up. Yes,
Yeah,
do it for free and make that basically
the hook, the hook.
your lead magnet. I'm not sure if you're familiar with these terms, but you can
Yeah.
have people fill out a form for you in order to
Hmm.
obtain this product that you're trying to give them, and now you capture them, and that's
Yeah.
basically your lead. And that's how you're able to get them in by that
Okay.
free product, free game.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help. I'm gonna check out the that LLC and then how to apply for credit right now. Thank you again.
Yes, you're welcome. And oh my God, y'all, why does it say that my because I was trying to share
Am
my
I
email.
supposed?
What did you say?
Do we have our hands up? Sorry, I'm driving, and so I'm not sure how to ask a question. Am I supposed
That's
to have my
okay.
hand up?
Yeah, unmute. That's fine.
Okay.
What's up?
Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It was giving
Okay.
me error here.
Okay. So my situation is I am still like completely new at this whole credit repair thing. I'm learning. I'm in the beginning. I'm already a part of the CIA. And I've already created my LLC. Well, I'm still waiting for the state to register it, but I've started that process. I am a member of Navy Federal. I already put out I think it was the beginning of the year that I put out what do you call those loans where they hold your money and
The
collateral
installment
loan?
credit
Yeah,
builder?
yeah,
Pledge
yeah.
loan.
I have a 5,000 pledge loan. There you go. I have a $5,000 pledge loan with them. I have not yet applied for credit yet, but I do remember getting something in the mail from them offering me credit. I just not sure if I should do it yet. I did get a new credit card through somebody else recently, and I'm not sure yet if that has affected my score, because my credit score is pretty good. I'm in like the mid sevens, maybe a little bit lower right now because of the new line of credit. But so yeah, I have a couple questions. Should I apply for that credit card now? And
With Navy Federal? Or with
what
the
with Navy Federal?
how long has it been that you've had that account with them?
I think it was in the beginning of the year. It's been at least 3 or 4 months.
Okay, yeah, I would definitely
Maybe 6 months.
Navy Federal gives pre-approvals. So what you'll want to do is pre-approve yourself first and see if anything populates. If nothing populates, then do not apply for anything. If there's cards that populate, you can go ahead and apply to them at midnight.
Midnight?
At midnight. Because that allows them. So with Navy Federal, they don't have anyone manually checking the credit applications after a certain time. So it's easier to get those approvals instantly. You'll find out right then and there, and you'll get higher limits because again, no one's reviewing the actual application. Now, if you have something that's frozen, like your credit reporting agencies are frozen, you would want to unfreeze that first, because what it's going to do is going to say, oh, we'll have to get back to you within like 72 hours to give you a decision. It's because that at that point, you have your credit report frozen and they'll have to manually review it at that point.
Haven't frozen anything yet. Are you talking about the secondary agencies when you say freeze my account?
No, I'm talking about like the actual like TransUnion. They pull from TransUnion on the personal side. So if you have that frozen, then you want to unfreeze it before you apply.
No, I don't think I have anything frozen. Is there a reason why I would want to freeze my account?
No, so you don't want to freeze that because you're going to be applying. So if you're not repairing your credit currently and like you don't have anything frozen, like Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, you can go ahead and apply. Like there's no reason for you to freeze it unless there's a strategic.
That's what I was asking. That's what I was asking. Why would I want to freeze it? Is that when you're repairing someone's credit?
Yeah, no, we typically don't freeze. Yeah, we typically don't freeze the main three unless, you know, that's a personal preference, like you want to freeze it during the credit repair process. And you don't want anybody pulling for any credit applications or anything like that.
All right. And I guess the other question I have is there's like you were saying earlier, there's so much information. I don't really know where to begin. I'm starting, I just signed up for this, what is it? The business with the Bennett's. So yeah, where would you recommend that I start? I'm still learning credit, but I also want to build my business at the same time.
So what is your goal? What is your end goal? Like, do you want to have your own credit repair business? Like that's something you want to do? Is it something outside of credit? Like where is it that
ultimately, I I do want to own my own credit repair business, but I want other people to be doing it for me. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to scale my business where I'm not the only one doing it. So, you know, I would be hiring, you know, other people to help me with that.
Okay,
To
so you're
scale my business.
definitely in the right path because that's what Dom and Mikkel teach within the CIA Academy. So initially, you want to start off with the Credit Influencer Academy portion, basically the schooling first, and then move over to the Credit Influencer System setup. Because you're gonna have to literally do all the legwork right now. You have to build it up all by yourself as of right now. You need to learn the ropes. If you want, by building it up yourself, you have that alternative to do the done with you option where Dom and Mikkel set everything up for you, which is the option and road I went because I knew that I had the time to learn it now because they're kind of handling everything for me. So that just worked for me. If you're interested in that, I can find the link for that for you as well. But as of right now, I say that you need to work on obtaining personal funding, business funding, if that's better, business funding than personal funding, in my opinion. Building up these relationship with the banks, okay, and then getting this business up and running with the help of Dom and Mikkel, so that way you can start scaling out. So that's where you need to be at, and then start working on practicing with family members and friends if credit is what you want to do.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should jump into the credit influencer just because I'm still learning credit. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know if it was too soon for me.
No, it's not, because I jumped in there
The
and
course that you were saying earlier.
my bad. I think you had
Hello?
cataract. Yep.
Okay.
I put the link for the done with you funnels here. So that is if you decided to go that route, but don't say that, you know, because you're still learning that maybe you jumped the gun, because this actually allows you to keep one foot ahead of the other. You're like always ahead of yourself. You're putting yourself in a position to start growing and start scaling. So start learning that system academy portion, I'm sorry, the academy portion, and then start obtaining this funding, because that's what's going to allow you to invest into other opportunities so you can start growing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I think there's 2 peeps with their hands up. I'm not sure who had their hands up first. So
I
whoever
had my
wants
hand
to.
up last. I had my hand up
Okay.
last. I'll wait.
Hey, so it's me again. How
Hey,
do
girl.
how do I get to the back office?
Yeah, so there's a link. I'm gonna get the link here for you so that way you're able to log in. Let me just pull it up. It is right. Is it this one? No, it's not one either. Hold on. I swear I had it in my notes. This is the webinar. I have so many links, guys. It's crazy. Or maybe it was this one. Hey, Jem, or Rose, are you guys still in here with me?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay, so I don't have the link. Do you have the link for the back office? If so, they need it in the chat because I apparently don't have it in my notes, which is crazy.
Oh, and then while we're waiting on that, I have Navy Federal, and I've had them for like a while now. I have a business account and a personal account. So the pledge loan, what exactly is that good for? I know that they have one for like $250. I think the other lady was like she did one for $5,000. But what is it like? What do we utilize that for?
I want to say that I found the link and I put in the chat. Thank you, Jeb. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So, for the pledge loan, so what that allows you to do is that when you do the pledge loan, it's basically reporting on your credit report as an installment loan. So that's building up your internal relationship. You're building up that relationship with Navy Federal. So if you plan to apply for any type of products with them that they have to offer, then you want to do and accept anything you can from them. So the pledge loan, that's the minimum that they allow you to do, which is $250. So they basically
Right.
freeze $150 in your savings and then they give you $250. Don't spend the $250. You just wait like 24 hours and then you're gonna pay off 90% of that immediately with the money they just gave you. And what that allows it to do is report on whatever credit bureau it's going to be reporting on. It's going to report it as an installment loan. So now your next payment isn't for the next 20, it's not going to be for the next 6 months. So during that time, you're building up that credit age because every single month it's going to report as basically you paid off this loan, 90% of it. You only have like what, let's say $20 to pay. You don't have to pay that for 6 months. So it's going to build up that age with your credit report, and then also build up that relationship with Navy.
Right. That was my other question. Like, how do I build relationships with them? And I guess it's just basically accept with whatever they can offer.
Yes, and that's something I believe that Dom and Mikkel have put here as well in the course, if I'm not mistaken, because I know it's in here.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm halfway through. So
Yeah, I believe it's under how to apply or building. No, that's building, applying for building personal credit. Yeah, it would be under building personal credits and then applying for credit the right way. So
gotcha.
I'm gonna share my screen. I don't know if you see it or not, but I'm gonna just share for those who don't know where it's at. This is what it looks like applying for credit the right way. And then this is the modules that they have for applying for credit cards, applying for business credit cards, and preparing before applying for a credit card. That's where they talk about how to build up that relationship with banks there.
Ooh, I got a couple of more before I get there. So I'm almost there. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to know, how do I get to that 15 USC code template that you went to?
So you're going to, are you on the Magic Eraser course now?
Yeah.
So you're gonna go to the welcome section and you're gonna scroll down to frequently asked questions.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna click that, and then under files, there's gonna be a PDF. You're gonna open that up, and then you're gonna go to question number 3, and it's gonna tell you the law that you want to like look up to utilize.
Got you. Okay. Perfect.
Let me know if you don't find it, but I think you may have found it already.
I think so. I'm downloading the
list.
thingy-mabob. Yeah.
I'm just reading the question. So Denise, you mean I can open a Navy personal and a business checking account and open this 250 savings account at midnight, correct? And pay 90% of the 250. So it's not technically, so the pledge loan you have to call in for. That's not something that you could do online. So once you do have an account with them, you are able to call in and say, hey, listen, I'm trying to do a pledge loan. You already have to have the $250 in your savings account already. And then you would pay off that 90% right away. And that's free game, y'all, because I don't even think that's anywhere within the course. I give this to my credit clients. I built out a whole Navy Fed guidebook, playbook that they're able to utilize because during the time I'm repairing their credit, they're supposed to be building up the relationship with Navy Fed, and I tell them exactly what to do and what to put on their credit application. Okay, I did not see it in the course. Yeah, you're welcome. Free game, guys, free game. Let's see. Matthew, I know you had a question.
Yeah. I didn't get to look at the applying for credit, new credit yet. I'm going to be looking at that tonight. Does that explain what score I should have before I start applying for credit? Or should it just, oh, sorry.
No, you're good. So with that, they don't tell you what your score should be, but typically the banks like to have you at a 680 minimum, and it really
Okay.
depends on what's on your credit profile. So
Yeah.
they do explain to you what your credit profile should look like before
Yeah.
applying.
Do they look at all three bureaus? Do they look at one specific bureau?
Depending on which bank you go to, they'll let you know what credit
Okay.
bureau that they're pulling from. So that's
Okay.
where you kind of want to be strategic, because if you know that you're banking right now with, let's say, Truist, and I personally know that they pull from Equifax. Let's say
Oh,
my
okay.
Equifax report or score is not where it's at. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go build a relationship with them or apply
Yeah.
with anything with them.
Yeah.
Navy Federal pulls for TransUnion on the
Perfect.
personal side. If you
Perfect.
apply for business credit cards, they pull from Experian. So you just
Okay.
need to call and ask, because they will tell you.
Okay. So yeah, TransUnion is supposed to be cleared up tomorrow, and then Experian, I just actually just sent in the complaint just now as we were talking. So hopefully I get that done in the next couple days.
And I just like to say too, like, it doesn't need to be squeaky clean. I know this is probably like bad coming from my mouth because I'm a credit guru specialist, but like, honestly,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't have to be like so perfect. You know, Navy
Yeah.
Fed really cares more about the relationship than anything else. So
Yeah.
if you have, like a few things that were like years ago and you're at 680, basically, like, you're good to go
Mhm.
as long as you build that relationship with them.
So 680 is the goal, and then I'm thinking, as long as I don't have any collections or any uh like charge offs or anything like that. That's
Mhm.
what I'm thinking. Like, and
Correct.
so for my
Yeah,
TransUnion, I
like,
just
and
got to remind.
honestly, from
Mhm.
how like my experience has been, if you have anything recent, they will not approve you. But if these are like,
Yeah.
if you have like maybe a collection from like years ago, like maybe one or
Yeah.
two max,
Yeah.
they're pretty
With the 680 though.
correct.
Got it. All right. So that's my next goal. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
They pull-
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, they won't only applying for credit, correct? Yeah, so the pledge loan, they don't pull credit. They're just utilizing what you have in your savings account. So it wouldn't be a hard inquiry or anything, but it would report as an installment loan, which in your case would be beneficial.
I forgot to
And,
ask my name. Oh, sorry.
oh yeah,
No, I forgot to ask my last question. Is
yeah,
that
go ahead.
pledge loan specifically to build your credit or to build that relationship with Navy Federal, or is it supposed to build your credit as well?
Both.
Thank you. All
So
right,
it
thank you.
would report as installment loan. So the
Yeah.
longer you have that installment loan, it's being reported on your credit report, and then it's building
Yeah.
that internal score with them too.
Okay. And now would that benefit you more than like a self or like a kickoff or anything like that? Or no?
That's really building like your overall credit profile with those other credit builder accounts. But if
Yeah.
you're looking to build up your internal score with Navy Federal, then that's the way to go with them.
That's what I thought. Thank you again. Sorry about that.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. I see your hand up. I see you. Kalia, are you still with us?
Hi. Yes, I'm
Okay.
still here. So I just you when you mentioned call at midnight, I'm in Hawaii. Am I calling Pacific time or
Hmm, that's a good question. I would go
It'd be like
with,
9 o'clock over there.
yeah, I would go with like
it's
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 9 o'clock her time.
it's
So 12 o'clock our time.
okay, so Pacific Standard Time. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you guys get any like updates, whoever's getting pre-approved for a credit card tonight, let me know who gets approved. Like next day, make sure you tag me because I like to know. Um, ooh, and yeah, make sure you guys review these things because even if you can, I'm just gonna say this because I can't give out all my free gems. That credit application does matter. So let's be strategic on what you guys are putting on that credit application. That's all I'm gonna say.
do we go to you for a price and get some help with that or
He said, well, listen, I literally have this Navy Fed guidebook for like my credit repair clients. I may be thinking about doing it in just selling that product itself, because I think it's really beneficial. So you guys reach out to me. I just might do that.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you ask, you shall receive.
Period. Let's see. All right. You guys asked a lot of good questions tonight. Whoop, whoop. Thank you guys. You guys have any other questions? If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys check the chat for all the links here. We have the masterclass, the CIA. Make sure you guys take advantage of the school community in there with the classrooms. Make sure you get level 6 and post those testimonials. That's all I'm asking for. Post them because I love to see them. Thank you everyone for tonight, and I will see you guys
Thank you.
next week, next Wednesday.
One last thing. So the master class, real
Mhm.
quick, does it have to be watched right when you sign up, or can I like take my time with it?
What masterclass? Which one?
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Hold on, let me go back. The to unlock the secrets to making over 20K a month with the credit repair business, the master class.
Oh yeah, the free masterclass. Yeah, you can take your time and watch that because you'll have access to it. If you're not watching it all right now, you can go back to it.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
You
I
copy
just
it
clicked on it.
because when this closes, you're not gonna have access to the link again. So just make sure you copy it and put it in your notes.
Got you.
Yeah, and then if anything, well, you can also message us too.
Please like my
That's
stuff in school so I can get up to level 6. Thank you.
Period. Awesome, guys. I will talk to you guys in school.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Later.